it's interesting. This kind of is a good segue. I just returned from a conference last week. It was just recently renamed. It used to be the DevOps Enterprise Conference or Enterprise Summit, which spelled out DOES. But they've renamed it, and it's actually kind of a funny story that they gave for the rename. But it's now called the Enterprise Technology Leadership Summit. And the reason why it was mentioned that he renamed it. So there's a Gene Kim's conference is the one that I just came back from, and it is probably the 5th or 6th year in a row that I've been to it. The whole pandemic year kind of throws me off, but he was inviting people to the DOES conference, which was the original name of the conference, and DevOps, which is part of the DO for DOES, the DevOps Enterprise Summit, is really seen by some people as just CI/CD pipelines. And he got a response back from someone who was trying to invite to the conference saying, I can't justify going to a CI/CD conference. And so hence the rename, and kind of makes sense. There's been some segments of the DevOps movement that has been kind of pushing for the last 4 or 5 years that the term DevOps is overplayed and all that. And of course, we just started the podcast with DevOps in the name, so maybe we'll rename it in 6 months or so. But
yep, you never know. Or we'll revolutionize the entire industry, and they'll be forced to
come back
to it. Absolutely.
So, I'm not superly sold on the name, but I like it, and I think if we were to go something like enterprise technology, that's probably too broad. It brings things in that aren't necessarily software development related. So
it sounds like Excel and like SharePoint. I'm not going to
exactly. Yeah. Now you're talking about all these back office type applications, and
Teams,
not actually what we kind of focus on in our day lives. But the point of bringing up the conference is one of a full day out of the 3-day conference was dedicated to AI. And it was some really interesting tracks, but a very common theme throughout those tracks was you shouldn't be using AI just because it exists, just because it's there, just because you think you have to. You should have a reason that or a problem or a business case that AI solves to bring AI into a particular project. And I think that definitely resonated with me. There's been a number of revolutions of different buzzwords in the last couple decades that everyone gets excited about FinOps or cryptocurrency or and they rise to some level of adoption, and then they kind of peter out. I don't think AI is going to follow that same pattern, but it could, because so far it is. It's got a lot of buzz. All the conferences have tracks that are dedicated to AI. I was at the Atlassian conference back in April, and they were all about AI. AWS reInvent last year, a big conference like early December timeframe. It was all AI. I don't think there was a single session that didn't have some aspect of AI in it.
I mean, I swear these CEOs, they love saying that everyone's going to have their own personal AI. So you're saying we're not even close to that point where we are revolutionizing our entire culture around AI.
Yeah, I don't think we're there yet, and I'm not sure we'll ever get there. We'll probably get closer to that than we did with everyone having a Bitcoin wallet.
Right.
That died out pretty quickly, or the blockchain. That's been implemented in a lot of things, but it didn't really take over the entire industry. I think AI's got more of a chance to do that. I think it will take a little longer than some people are assuming that it's going to take. Although, the first AI, the first true AI product really was Copilot, and that came out just a little over a year ago. And now we have all these startups that are doing AI, and it's pretty much every major software vendor out there has AI baked into its product in some capacity.
Right.
I watch what Atlassian's doing very closely, and Atlassian is for the folks that don't know, they're the producers of tools like Jira, Confluence, and a number of things based on Jira, and their AI features are very well done, and especially for the if you're a cloud customer of Atlassian, these things are being sprinkled throughout the different tools, and are just showing up. And
Yeah.
one day you log into your application and you have a couple extra buttons or prompts, and it's all AI candy for you to play with.
No, honestly.